Scorpio, welcome to December. So Scorpio, you kick off this time when Pluto moves into the sign of Aquarius. You're moving into a long period of having a square, a 90-degree angle with the planet Pluto, which is one of your ruling planets. Okay, so Pluto moved into the fixed sign of Aquarius. Scorpio, you are a fixed sign also. So these fixed signs make these 90-degree angles, okay? This is something that's going to be going on for 20 years. So this is something you're just going to have to learn how to roll with the punches, okay? So your ruling planet is always going to be there kind of showing you like, hey, have you looked at this? Hey, have you done this, right? And so this way you can really, you can make huge forward movement. You just need to deal with things and look at things head on. Okay. So Pluto wants to bring change in. That's your ruling planet. You are accustomed to that, Scorpio. For this month of December, you're also going to have a square with Venus, the planet of relationships, harmony, peacemaking, and love, all things of value, right? So with Venus in the sign of Aquarius, this will only go on for 30 days, so approximately 30 days. So you don't have as long as you have going on with Pluto, right? But the square with Venus in the sign of Aquarius, okay? So Aquarius kind of likes to do things the way they want to do things, a little bit differently. And so there's that square with you. Now, you also have a square going on with Mars, your other ruling planet, your original ruling planet. And Mars, the planet of action, is retrograding in the sign of Leo. Okay, so you are going to be dealing with a lot of retrograde energy because we're in a Mercury retrograde, so we're all dealing with that. You're going to be dealing personally with the fact that your ruling planet Mars begins its retrograde this month. And then you have an opposition across from Uranus, the planet of wow, anything can happen, in the sign of Taurus. Okay, so that's been going on for a few months now. And so just keep envisioning that you have great financial possibilities right now. There's a lot that can happen, but you have to slow down. With all these squares, they're going to make you slow down. So slow down this month. Just try to be in the moment a little bit and enjoy, because as we move to spring, things are going to lighten for you. Now you're going to have this square with Pluto in the sign of Aquarius for 20 years. That's not going to change. You're just going to have to get used to that. But remember, Pluto brings us opportunities for passion, for change, for financial gain. So there's a lot going on here, but you can't push too hard. Okay. Now I did a little pre-reading. The first card I got is the King of Candles here in the Yuletide Tarot. And the King of Candles would be the traditional King of Wands. Here he is. And it looked to me like he was smoking a pipe. Not sure if that's actually what he's doing, but that's what it looks like to me. And so he's in a king position, and he's the King of Fire. All right. So there's a king of passion showing up, and he's literally just slowing down. He might be smoking a pipe. He looks like he's reading a book. He's savoring the seasons, the simple beauty of the Christmas lights and the fire and the enjoyment. So this theme has kind of carried through all of these readings for the month of December about simplicity, about slowing down, about savoring, but it's really coming through for you, Scorpio. Now, your second card that shows up is this 10 of Canes. This would traditionally be the 10 of Swords. And here is, this snowman with his head fallen off and all these canes sticking out of him. So there's a lot of overstimulation. We know that comes with the holidays for a lot of us. And there's a lot of overthinking, and there's a lot of exhaustion there. Okay. So making sure that you're taking the time that you need. Now, the third card that showed up in your pre-reading is the Four of Air, Lavender card. Often I've seen this card showing as someone resting, right? And there's lavender. And I just recently got to celebrate my birthday at a spa recently. It was really wonderful to sneak away for 2 nights. And I have to say that, like, when you first arrive and you jump into the spa situation, you realize how wound up you are. And you realize, like I was getting a massage and it was like, it was like hard to get into the moment. That's that I was feeling as I looked at this reading for you, is like, you've been moving so fast that when you finally do slow down, you almost think that you've slowed down, but you really haven't. There's like this adjustment period. The scent of lavender is so strong. I love using like eye pillows at night that have lavender in them. It's so strong and so helpful to like pop you back into that mode of like, this is the time to relax. This is the time to savor. So finding a tradition for you, maybe getting some lavender or using a lavender eye pillow or using some lavender essential oil diffusing. You know, they say the limbic brain, I think it's the brain like in the back here, associates scent with certain feelings. And so if you can associate lavender with, hey, this is my time to unwind, that would be a really helpful thing for you. Now, that was your pre-reading. So let's do a live reading now and see what else you need to know here, Scorpio, for this holiday month. Working with a couple fun decks here, the Herb Crafters Tarot, which I love. I'm really digging. Oh, that one just like flew out. Can't wait to see what that one is. That's the Yuletide Tarot, which I'm really, really enjoying. It's the first time we've sold that deck for a few years now. This is the first time I've opened it and had one of my own. So it's a really fun one. Okay, here's your pre-reading. Let's see what you need to know, Scorpio. The Emperor showing up, Hemlock. It's interesting how it looks like a whole grid here. Like everything's been really planned out and everything's in order. And the Emperor is also number 4, major arcana number 4. Okay, so he's kind of showing me that everything's kind of been like the tasks have been assigned, everything's in order so that you can take this time, like this King of Candles up here, and rest a little. Now, let's see what we've got here. We have, oh, this is the one that went flying that I said I couldn't wait to see. This says Matrona, and I don't know her storyline, but I do know that that's the Empress. And there she is, just like really ready to give birth. Okay. And so coming in under this 10 of Swords, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of like newness. We also have the Emperor and the Empress there, who are a couple, right? And there's a lot of new, looks, you know, she's ready to give birth. You maybe have some new things on the horizon, but we have very compatible energy there with the Empress and the Emperor. Your third card is the Knight of Good Cheer. And Good Cheer is the Cups. So this is the romantic Knight of Cups here. And he looks like he's reading some kind of Christmas card and drinking some glass of wine there. And so there's kind of some romantic energy there. And he's really just kind of enjoying again, right? The simple, the connection. And all right, let's see what else we've got here. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. I swear she keeps showing up in all the readings. It says there's no need to sacrifice. You can have it all. And the sign on the door says the witch is in. Okay. It almost looks like she's going into a therapy session to me. But maybe, hey, maybe that's her office and the witch is in. Okay. So Queen of Pentacles, Queen of the Hearth and the Home. Think of the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress, a lot of like. So there's a lot of really strong feminine energy here in this reading. There's a lot here about compatibility. There's a lot here about love. There's a lot here about savoring and not overthinking. Okay. Easier said than done. Lavender seems like it would be a good scent for you this month. And it looks good to me. It's just kind of the message of like, just enjoy. I don't know. I've been doing this thing where like, I'm trying to just really be in touch with my senses. So like when I get into bed, I like try to really feel the crispiness of the sheets on my skin. Really trying to pay attention to the flavors of food and just kind of just savoring it, right? We numb ourselves out so much in our society. So it's like, let's really appreciate the beauty of the scent of lavender. All right, I'm going week by week here to see what you need to know for the month of December, Scorpio. I'm pulling one card for each week from this little Golden Art Nouveau. And let's see what you need to know here. Week 1. Here's the Two of Cups, and it's great that it's coming in right underneath the Emperor and the Empress. Okay, so there's really compatible, loving energy there for you, Scorpio. Week number 2, we have the Two of Wands. So you got 2 twos in a row, both indicating numbers of relationships. So if you don't have a relationship currently, it does look like there's a lot in the air, or maybe you can reconnect with someone here with the Knight of Good Cheer there, like he's reading a love letter or card from someone maybe he hasn't heard from in a while. Now, week 3, let's see, we'll already have the Mercury retrograde ending, but we will be in a Mars retrograde. We have the Eight of Pentacles showing up, a card of hard work. Okay, things will be moving a little bit more smoothly as Mercury retrograde ends. Week 4, this is Christmas week. Here's the Four of Pentacles. I've had a lot of references to fours. He's kind of holding on to his money, holding things safe, not getting too overextended financially. You know how hard you work to make the money that you do. The Queen of Pentacles, she showed up a lot in a lot of these readings. She's right there above your Four of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is not going to be foolish with money. She's going to plan ahead. Okay. And so that is you, Scorpio. Week 5, which will be our New Year's week. I have the Devil card here. And so this is your first major arcana that's shown up here week by week. And the Devil card is just really asking who has your power. Okay. And it's interesting that it references the Lovers underneath. So who has your power? Okay. Are you trying to buy someone's love? Are you trying to, I don't know, it just kind of feels like corporate America, just like, oh, if I buy the right gift or the big enough gift, somebody will actually love me the way I want to. And that's kind of, the message that's kind of being conveyed on media. So I kind of get some references to that there with the Devil card there, and maybe a good, almost like I thought the Queen of Pentacles above it looked like a therapy session. Maybe this is a good time to take a deep dive into like where you're trying to hold on to people through money, through your gifts, through the language of love, through gifts. Okay. So really taking a look at that this month. Okay, so that is your reading, Scorpio. I'm going to scoot these to the side, and I'm going to roll some dice here, and I'm going to work with this big charm bowl. Now, don't overthink this, okay? This is just like, we're just looking at if anything jumps out to you. If you see any initials, any names, any stuff like that, but this is just for fun, okay? And I'm going to roll some dice over here, which I got the Sun in Virgo in the 3rd house. So Virgo is ruled by the planet Mercury. The 3rd house is also Mercury's house. It's associated with the sign of Gemini. It has a lot to do with communication and expression. So the Sun showing up in the sign of Virgo. Virgo likes to get things organized and together. Virgo also is like Mercury that rules Virgo and Gemini also rules merchants. Okay, so make sure that you are really careful about shopping during a Mercury retrograde. So after December 15th, you'll be a little bit more in the clear for that. And I would kind of take it seriously, and also really questioning about your financial spendings. Okay. Mercury also really associated with like writing, and we saw in the reading somebody writing a card. Okay, so sometimes those are the best gifts. All right, so I've got the word J-U-T. A lot going on here on the 10th. We've got a journal book, the O71. Let's see, we'll start up here. We got an A on the 4th with a hammer. We've got the word ion, I-O-N, going down the 7th and down to the 14th. We've got a letter E at the top. We also have a blank one. So I do have the word just then. And I almost wanted to say, I think justice is here, but let's see as we go. All right, so some activity on the 4th, a lot of activity on the 7th. Looks like the 10th of December is chock full. If this is anybody's initials, TUJ or TJU. The 11th, there's a wine glass. The 12th, the letter A. Over here on the 15th, we have the word good and an A. The letter E on the 16th. On the 19th, we have the letter F and a little tree symbol. A lot of energy on the 20th. The word, well, this says PEV or VEP. So again, if that's somebody's initials there, a lot of activity on the 20th. On the 21st, we have the number 6. Over to the side, we got a Q, U, and a G, along with a Mary symbol. Lots of activity on the 26th. Looks like the 26th has a lot more activity than even Christmas does. You have a guitar, the letter R, and a rolling pin. So maybe there's some music and some baking. And on the 29th, you have the word up. Okay. So interesting, fun to look at, fun to see. Let's see what the dice have to say for power days for you. See if they match up at all with the charm. So you got the sun, and the sun rules the sign Leo, and the moon will be in the sign of Leo starting on Tuesday the 17th at 6:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time through the 18th and into the 19th. You had a lot of activity on the 19th into the 20th. Now then, Virgo is the sign right after Leo, so you get this whole spell from the 17th all the way through to 2:08 p.m. on Sunday the 22nd. So that's going to be here where we saw a lot of activity, 19th, 20th. Okay, so you got a nice long spell there. Mercury will just have moved out of retrograde, so this could be a really powerful time for you to do whatever shopping you need to do to get that taken care of and have a lot of energy on your side. Now, you also rolled the 3rd house, which rules the sign Gemini. And so we know that we have a full Gemini moon this month. And so the moon will actually move into Gemini on Friday the 13th at 12:22 p.m. through Saturday the 14th. This is when Venus is trine Jupiter. So this is a beautiful, loving time here. And you will go into Sunday the 15th, right through that full moon at 4:02 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the moon will stay in the sign of Gemini till 2:21 p.m. on Sunday the 15th. You had the word good there on Sunday the 15th, the letter A. Thank you for joining me, Scorpio.